Before that, I was living in Sule and I used to record in Ikotu. One chance day for you. Sometimes you want to enter the bus and you know that is one chance.
And you still enter?
Yes, because
you go sit down for edge.
Yeah, because they will slap you. You don't have anything. Do you understand? But you need to get to where you are going.
Is it not dangerous?
No, you need to get. There's no other bus because you're coming from Ikotu. You finally got into where the one chance guys are. Usually
you even know there, you still go there.
They're usually at Cele bus stop, right? No, see, let me. When this pod comes out, you will hear stories.
This is how you guys want to start your pod.
Yes, no.
So you won't do introduction. Except you to do very grand.
Q do the introduction.
Q, please, can you do hype? Have you ever been a hype man?
No, he can't be.
I know you have plenty talent or something.
Hip hop.
Yeah, give us hip hop intro. Yes.
You're now tuned in to the motherfucking greatest.
Have we started?
Yes! We have started.
What?
Oh yeah, no, Q, give us the intro.
That's the intro.
That's the.
You don't like it?
Do it again. It's too short now.
That's it.
It's only pop stars that do short songs these days. 1 minute or something. Rappers still make it lengthy.
Really?
Yeah.
Which rapper?
Rappers generally they're not doing that Spotify or streaming thing where they're intentionally trying to make a song 1 minute.
It depends on the rappers that you're talking about.
I wouldn't expect Jay-Z to do that. I wouldn't expect you to do that. You doing that?
When last did Jay-Z release music?
But you, let's talk about the Nigerian artists. Would you do that?
Am I a rapper?
What are you?
I'm a tech bro.
AQ has denied all the rappers though. Was it not Reminisce that said what was that? About that his intro for that his song? Say rappers, I've moved on. OE rappers. That's what. This is AQ's OE rappers moment.
I retired in 2020 now.
Okay.
I retired.
All right. One man down.
Another one leaves the game.
Another one leaves the game.
I mean, I haven't left the game, but I'm retired.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Recording.
Dropped an album this year and it retired in 2020.
Exactly. Yeah.
Behold the Lamb.
Yeah.
Is that an album?
What is it?
It's an LP.
Potato.
Bro.
Potato.
No,
potato.
There are some differences if you think about it. Like, I feel like an LP can still be collection of songs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when you say album, there is a lot attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have not released an album since God's in the Name when I said it was my last album.
So are we gonna get another album or you're really done?
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the interview that Jay-Z had with Kanye. Sorry, with Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin
did you
Hart.
finish that?
Yeah, and Kevin was asking him about the time where he said he was retired. And Jay-Z said that thinking about it and that he thinks at the time he was just mentally done. Exhausted. Like he was exhausted. That's the word he used. He said I was exhausted. I'm not on vacation a very long time.
I think that's where I am.
And she's like, he just needed to take a break. After he was mentally relaxed, he was ready to go again.
That's what happened to Michael Jordan. I think even though Michael Jordan's father, even though his father hadn't died, I think he would have still retired.
Oh, you said what I've been doing. You asked that.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. ConnectHead.
What's this about?
You're really going to ask me that?
Well, yeah. Tell us about it.
Oh, tell the fans about it.
I don't deserve to know because I didn't show up.
No, you... A friend of mine doesn't know about it.
No, I know about it. I thought maybe that was the angle you were going.
No,
I think you're trying to troll me.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I'm used to getting trolled every time.
Yeah, but for those that want to know, the ConnectHead is a tech platform for...
Tech product.
A marketplace, basically, for the music business value chain.
Huh.
From Cape Town to Cairo.
Wow.
That's picture. Please, this pod, I didn't want to be on this pod. Tolani set me up. He said, come for an interview about the ConnectHead. Oh my God. And I found myself here.
Because I went to Tolani said, I was wondering what he did to make you come on the board.
I was like, the ConnectHead, let's talk about it.
You never see years to put.
Yeah.
Now you are here.
Now you're here, bro.
And now we see you.
And now you can't run out. So please give us all the gems. AQ, so you're telling us about ConnectHead.
Yeah, it's a marketplace where music business service providers can meet their clients. Like artists can get everything they need in the music space. So what do artists need? What do they need? They need production.
Yeah.
They need graphic artists. They need digital marketing.
Yeah.
They need promotions.
Yeah.
They need graphic designers. I think I've said that. They need influencers. They need
A&R.
Video directors, A&R. So everything is on the platform.
So it's just like a hub.
Yeah. So, but the thing about the ConnectHead is that it's more to that. So I really struggled with the idea of marketplace because I felt like everybody and anybody has the idea of a marketplace. There's more to it. You can also crowdfund, because I was thinking of a situation where because it was inspired by my come up, right? And somebody once told me that people can't come up the way we came up again, that you must have backing.
So how did you come up without backing, right?
Yeah, I hustled.
If you had to pause
we don't want to talk about this.
He had to
Is it PTSD?
One chance. So yeah, I used to go all the way to Benin to record. Yeah, University of Benin, inside the school.
From Lagos?
Yeah.
I'll be doing NYSC.
No. So that's where Rex lived. And Rex was...
Same Rex?
Yeah. Had the sound that I needed. Before that, I was living in Sule and I used to record in Ikotu. One chance day for you. Sometimes you want to enter the bus and you know that is one chance.
And you still enter?
Yes, because
you go sit down for edge.
Yeah, because they will slap you. You don't have anything. Do you understand? But you need to get to where you are going.
Is it not dangerous?
No, you need to get. There's no other bus because you're coming from Ikotu. You finally got into where the one chance guys are. Usually,
you even know that you still go there.
They're usually at Sele bus stop, right? No, see, let me. When this pod comes out, you will hear stories. I kid you not. So from Sele bus stop to Mautu, do you understand? So here's the trick.
Shit is so funny.
Here's the trick, right? Sometimes they don't start till after Ijesha, and my bus stop is Sonya. Do you understand? So sometimes I'm lucky. I know I'll stop at Ijesha. Then I'll walk. Do you understand? But on days where you feel like, let's get to Sonya, sometimes they start pretty early. They just close the door and start slap. So this is how it starts. They just start slapping you. So let me tell you how the one chance situation is at. Let me tell you how it is. Let me tell you how it is arranged.
Is it cheaper?
No. There is no bus.
Yes, so sure.
You have to get home. Will you walk home?
Oh my God.
They'll just beat you now because you don't have anything. So I used to use this Motorola phone that when you're checking credit, dog will cross the street.
Dog will cross the street.
Ink.
Yeah. You didn't use that one.
Ink.
Yeah, ink. So you put the phone in your socks. It's very small. It's like this. You put the phone in your socks, right? And then you hold. This is what you do. If you have small money, you buy a white handkerchief. You now put the money in your white handkerchief and you hold it. And when you're in the bus, you'll be cleaning your face because they are watching you. Let me tell you the arrangement. They'll put 2 women inside the bus so you feel like it's not one chance.
Yeah.
Do you understand? How you know it's one chance is that the guy at the edge,
the conductor,
they will set it in a way that you must sit. You will never sit in the front. You can either sit at the back where 2 people are sitting in 2 edges.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You're in the middle.
Or the guy at the edge will put his leg like this so that you enter and then they'll now close up and they will now close the door. Once they close the door, you're done out. So here is how it works. You have like 4 people enter, like 4 innocent people, they enter. Do you understand?
But
if you sit right just after the back seat, you're dead because the 2 guys at the back seat will slap your face. The 2 guys that have opened this thing will slap you too. So the best place to sit is the seat after the front seat. Do you understand? Because the guys in
slap
front
will not
cannot turn back and slap
Slap.
you. Do you understand? So you only chop slap from, you
The
know,
guy.
yeah, because those other two guys are slapping
Oh my god!
this, you know. So you only slap, you only, you know, and I
Imagine-
don't get any money. I don't get. You're still holding your hanky. You open this
your
thing, but you say this is the money. Your house is at Sonya. This is the money. This is the money I wanted to pay. This is the money. You know, if the boss fee was like $50, just make sure it's like 100. You're holding like 100. This is the money you want to pay. They will just slap you and they just throw you out of the bus.
What about the injuries?
What about the injury? What about the injury? She has not been in one chance before, obviously.
Well, this is a boutique babe.
Nope. Please.
Yeah, boutique
One
babe.
chance.
No.
Like it
Anyways,
was very rampant around that Celeste side.
So I it's so weird hearing that you know that some bosses like one chance and you see enter.
I don't think I'm the only person.
No, I don't.
Why can't you just
you-
check in somewhere?
So
Check in where?
I used to live.
What money?
I used to live in. Honestly, so I grew up in Accra.
Not that you're totally sure that is one chance, but
But
it's
you are
a one
suspect.
chance setting. Do you understand? You know, you just
you know
have
what
to
it looks
enter.
like.
Yeah.
Like Kelvin, you went to school in Accra, abi? So do you know Accra High School? Like Accra High School, where they call it around Oyarobulem.
One chance
Exactly.
they are correct.
So we used to live on this street called Ekun, right?
Yeah.
And at the junction of Ekun
Yeah.
was
Is the name of this pod going to be titled One Chance?
We
that would be
could.
nice.
We could call it one chance.
Right? So at Ekun was the name of the person that owned the street, and the guy was like a political thug type person, right? And he had all these boys. Everybody on that street, they knew that this was what these boys were doing. They wake up in the morning and
Enter.
go look for a victim. That's literally what they do.
And they could not arrest them.
Fam, this is the wildest shit ever. Fam, there were days when they will come to my street, like they'll bring a victim, they'll pack. My house was very close to where they used to operate those people, and they'll collect everything and they'll tell the person to go. There was a day that my dad was coming in.
But you know, kidnapping was
Yes,
nobody
now.
will kidnap you. It's not like
They will just
now.
collect your shit.
They
and
will just collect your stuff.
and move.
And
Do you
beat you.
understand?
There was an NYC guy one day.
It's like police now. It's almost like police. When you're
Yeah.
getting to the place where police is, you keep police money.
yeah.
Do you understand? You keep one chance
Yeah.
people's money
Yeah.
too now. Do you understand? So
So you have not bargained with one chance before. So you bargain, Baba. See this ATM at 10,000 day inside.
I'll give you 5.
I'll give you 5. Me, I'll collect.
No,
Guys
those-
say, shame me, why Jack Ben? Yeah.
those
Okay,
guys that used
collect
to fly
is
that
big
way,
four.
they just beat you, collect everything, you know, show you gun,
So
you know, and throw you out of the bus.
Oh,
That was the beating was not the
yeah,
dangerous.
it's a danger.
It's how they throw you out of the
But
bus.
look at you now, AQ, driving a...
Stop, please. Don't
Are you-
advertise.
what
Don't
are-
advertise.
But you are really rich now, AQ. So why are you trying to be humble? You just
rich.
started your brand.
I'm
You're
not-
setting
I'm
up
not
this,
rich.
setting up that.
I'm back hustling. You know, you make some money, you invest, you become an upcoming guy again.
Are you ever going to make an album about that come up?
About the one chance.
About your come up generally?
So I'll rather do a movie.
A documentary.
Yeah, no, a movie. I have a script about, but it's not like going to be like me because
Maybe
I
like
know
a
that
short film.
no
A full-
a
okay.
full length movie.
Okay.
You know, but it's not like going to, because I know many people have the same story. You know, so it's not going to be like just me. It's like everybody's story. So it's going to be a young rapper trying to
Make
make
it.
his way.
In the mid 2000s in Lagos.
It's actually...
I think it still happens. I think everything still happens.
It's worse now, to be
I
honest.
think we've just elevated, so we don't see the struggles
see
of,
those things anymore.
yeah. But I still think that people still try to get studio sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
they
and
still
that,
do.
of course, that's
Yeah.
why the
They
ConnectHead.
Yeah. Shout
People
out to
still
the
try to
ConnectHead.
get free production, and the only place
Yeah.
you can get free production will be far away from your house.
Yeah.
know.
So you have to travel all
So
the
you
way.
have to.
We're going to come to that free production
Q.
conversation.
But the cartoon story, was it when you were rolling with this crafts at the cartoon?
Yeah. So I had a friend's speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he used to live in a cartoon. They owned the house.
Yeah.
So he set up a studio. So the thing about Craft could make beats.
Yeah.
But speech, you know,
Was
we
one that
couldn't
owned the
record in
equipment.
Craft's house.
Yeah.
You know, and speech could mix too.
Hmm.
You know, so we all had to.
Where
go
are those
to-
guys now?
Craft is around.
Craft is still. I know
Speech.
Craft is still.
Craft-
Speech is in America,
Craft-
Oh.
oh.
living his life.
Living his best.
And
life.
this guy that changed his name, one of your people, one of the people from that era that changed his name.
Rapper. rapper or?
It was a singer type person. He changed his name.
But
You know this person I'm talking about.
Just can't remember right now.
I've
But
run
it's actually
through a
really nice to see you like this Q.
But when Kraft was, would you say Kraft was the first person that popped, like in terms of like a name out of the crew? Was it a crew though?
So it wasn't a crew. It was just a bunch of people that lived in an environment where,
and they tried to make things work.
Yeah, you know. So I remember there was there are like different sections. So there are the guys that live in like Adeniro,
yeah,
you know, / Adelabu,
yeah.
/ Eric Moore.
Yeah.
Me, I lived in Aguda.
Yeah.
And then there was also a part of Aguda that was still Tush, because I was closer to Sonia, towards Mount, to Coca. I was closer to Coca, you know. So we used to fight for respect, because those other boys, they felt like they're
cooler and better than you.
Yeah, so we will battle, you know. And then I was telling you that I recently found out that some jokes that used to talk shit about me on blogs that time were people that I killed in battle raps when I was coming up.
You know this person, so let's not even go there.
Jokes, like big jokes.
Let's not go there.
It's fine.
It's very close to home, in fact.
Oh, really? Okay. AQ, please. AQ.
No,
I'm about to say that now.
But what I'm just trying to say is that, like I was telling him before the pod started, like it's always connected to somebody that knows you.
Please remember that all our collective features are in our hands. So please make sure you get your PVCs and vote for a better Nigeria. Okay.
Every time
news
there
gets
is
out,
some attack on you
as a person,
somebody that
close
knows
to
you
gave somebody
or somebody
that I
that
agree.
Yeah, or somebody that was in a circle.
Yeah.
That was trying to get in the circle where you were in, but couldn't get into that circle. That it's always, you know, Baby said one thing. Baby said he prefers hate.
That Baby.
No, Baby.
Little Baby. I mean, Baby Birdman.
Okay. He said he prefers hate to envy, because hate is far away.
Envy is close.
Envy is.
It's amazing that you can describe Baby as
Baby.
I was wondering who you're talking about.
Actually, that's accurate as fuck.
And when Baby said that, like, I kept thinking about it, like, and I started thinking about all the things that I went through as an upcoming artist, you know. And what hurts that time is that, you know, people are kicking you when you're down, you know. And, you know, that time it was hard for you to even get internet. The BlackBerry era, you know. Your
mother's BIS.
I'm not talking about the BIS. I'm not even talking about the cute Blackberries, the one with ball. You know, you might well be promoting your song, your ball will just come out.
How was it hard to get internet though?
BIS. No, you know, there was a time where there was unlimited BIS, and then
you could afford it.
So it was BIS. I can't remember.
No, there was BIS now.
So it was BIS now. Remind me.
BlackBerry.
You could afford 1.5. Those.
There's no 1.5 per month.
You could afford it.
No, I'm not saying.
I mean, there was unlimited now, and I was spending my father's money at the time, so
I must have been really poor.
Nah.
1.5 per month. I remember. I think it was 1.5.
When did you graduate from uni? From Ilag?
2010.
This was before 2010, right?
No. When I started promoting music actively was 2010, because I had to graduate first before. 2010, 2011.
What's this album?
Past, Present, and Future. 2010.
Yeah.
So this was around that era.
So it was really
so
hard.
You were using either a Tor or, you know, or a Bold.
BlackBerry Bold.
BlackBerry Bold 1, Bold 2.
Or Bold. Tor was the one that had the ball.
The Bold one.
No,
had
they had like it wasn't like a ball. Like
don't worry.
Track pad.
I did.
Track
Do you understand?
pad.
I did.
Oh my god.
You know, back when BlackBerry had the track pads. It used to track fast. You know?
But to be honest, hearing AQ speak about, you know, certain people that used to make jokes or just kick him down as an up and coming artist at the time and not wanting to go into it.
No, they because I felt like they had access. Maybe they lived, their popsy would buy internet and everything. Struggle. You know, they'll get on their blogs, you know, and they'll say whatever they want to say. You know.
What the things? Okay, so two ways, two questions.
You know, I came into the industry and people felt like I was. I used to just diss people.
But that's what you used to do at the time.
Yeah, but people didn't understand the frustration
or the root of it.
Exactly.
It was coming from somewhere. Mm-hmm. It was energy coming from somewhere, because you know when you know some things, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can say about it. Do you understand? Because you're struggling and you feel like you don't know who these people know. You know, you feel like if you call them out on their bullshit, a whole certain look, I feel like till today, right? There are people that don't like me and they don't know why they don't like me.
Yeah.
But they don't like me because people started the narrative.
Yeah.
And what I'm just trying to tell you is that those people were close to home.
Yeah.
That's
so
all I'm trying to say.
the people that started the narrative,
yes, were close to home. Yeah.
But do you understand? So let's break this down. Do you understand certain people not liking you based off of your actions? Because I'm just here thinking about.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that
all the people you diss in the past, have you made peace with them?
What I'm trying to say is that you know when it is real.
Yeah.
You know when, because if you don't like somebody but you start seeing changes, you now be like, oh, you know, maybe I read this person wrong, or this person's actually changing. But if you're still deep in hate, even when this person has
become a better person,
then it's coming from somewhere. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And you know, I see it, but I just ignore it because you know, I used to just say that there are times when you could shut me down, you know, and unfortunately for them,
that time has passed.
You know, see, if you're a gatekeeper in this industry now, right? Yeah. You're standing in front of a gate that is not protecting anything. You're just standing in front of a gate.
It's empty.
Yes.
Because you're no longer
gatekeeping anything. The game has left you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You're a gate
it's
man.
So democratized.
You're no longer a gatekeeper.
Everybody has access. Man. Everybody has access to this.
Yeah.
But is that a good thing from the music angle?
Yes and no. Yes, because we needed democratization and the access. But no, because it's getting abused. Democracy.
But don't get me wrong, there are still gatekeepers. There are still gatekeepers. But what I'm just saying is that if you allow yourself
unlimited access,
if you allow yourself to fall victim to the gatekeeper, because there are many routes to that. It might be longer, but there are many routes to that same destination.
So I think the thing is, it's not like there are no gatekeepers. Before, it was just, there could be like
gatekeeper or nothing.
There was one route.
Yes.
If your song is not in a particular program, if it's not, I remember, shout out to Gilbert AQ Bani. I remember when I wanted to get my music on Music Africa, and I had this video, and she kept telling me that this video was not
quality.
No, the quality was good, but it wasn't burnt out. We used to put it on DV tapes that time, the correct way. And you know, I'll stay in the office from morning till
to burn it the right way.
No, in her office. I didn't leave. I'll stay in when she will explain it to me when she's going. I'll go to my guy. My guy now figured it out, because we were just young people that decided that we'll use a camcorder and make videos. And then finally, when we got it, she was like, yes, this is it. And she played, you know,
life out
of that Rap Nigeria, back in the days. But, you know, there were also horrible people, of course, that I can't mention their names, you know, but right now, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, we don't need all of that anymore. But there are times where if your song is not playing on a particular radio station or TV music program, you're not getting any promotion.
We shout out to certain platforms that are like that open themselves up to the market.
Imaya Goli.
Yeah. But now, like, it's not, radio is still very powerful, obviously, but
I agree.
Radio is still the most powerful
because of Shazams.
Yeah.
Because of that platform, Shazam platform.
Yeah.
Because that's where
and
you
also
get
grassroots and traditional
people that can access that don't have the resources to afford the internet as much. And then
I don't agree with that, because you know, I think downloads is still cheaper. You know?
Downloads? How do they know what to download?
They go to the site.
No, the discovery.
The discovery.
They go to sites and they download everything.
Do the sites put all the songs?
So here lies the problem, right? And I've been saying this, that a lot of people just move on.
Yeah.
Right? But if you travel, and I think Tolani has been talking about this, if you travel to some places, you find out that downloads is still the same. You find out that they still use VCD to listen to music.
Yes.
Do you understand? So selling CDs is still important here. But we just moved on because we feel like our industry is Lagos.
Cool anymore,
and that is something that
outside of Lagos, this thing still happens.
I always bring it back to the platform that I'm making. That is something that the ConnectHead is trying to fix. Because, everything is centered here,
Lagos.
right? But there are people in Kano, Kaduna, that are doing stuff. And, if
they need people to support.
Provider, if you're a service provider there, you can make beats for people that are here and not have to come down here, because everybody, or you can do graphics, or you can do whatever.
Just do it on the platform.
Because everybody just feels like we have to come to
Lagos.
Where did you get this idea?
So it's not something I like to talk about, but
why?
When I start,
okay.
Yeah. So I used to want to do something called what me and Jay, rest in peace, called getthatwork.com.
Yeah.
It was for beats, just beats.
Okay.
Right. But like, people didn't understand the relationship between me and Jay. They just felt like he's my producer. We were real friends. Like, we were as close as brothers.
Yeah.
Right. And he used to do more for me than just beat making. Like, the only person that used to listen to my music and actually critique my music is Jay. I still don't play my music to people like that. He'll be like, Q, I like this. This needs some tweaking. Send this back to me. And the other thing he used to do for me was, when people come to produce with him, he gives me the information. He like says, so Jay was like my data bank. He like says, now waiting the rain now with this. So everybody where they come, they ask for this kind of beats. Do you understand?
So you should know that you need
and then he needs to update, and he needs information about where his beats is going.
Yeah,
right?
reaching, yeah.
So he'll be like, this guy shot with this director, and it seems like the guy is not very expensive. Do you understand? This guy that I produced for, he'll be like, oh, this is how this guy is promoting his stuff. He'll be like saying, now waiting everybody did. So he was like, and so
your ears to the ground person.
He was the one that said, Q, you need to start putting your stuff, you need to start pitching to DSPs, not just distro kidding your stuff, putting your stuff on this. I said distro kid. or tune coin your stuff. You need to start, because this is what people are doing. So when he goes out to work, he comes back, and so when I lost him, like, no information, and it was like I shut down. But by God's grace, we're in a position where we can actively seek, for information and get it.
Yeah.
So I started by thinking of getting new producers. Right. I asked myself whether it was time
to start making music,
to stop rapping.
Oh, okay.
Right.
After J passed.
Yeah. But I was sitting down, and I after the funeral, right, me, Luz, we went somewhere. And M was talking about how loss will make you want to stop everything, because you'll be like, see this guy, he just bought his Benz, he just got an apartment, he was just on his way, all the hustle didn't amount to nothing.
What's the need?
Yeah, what's the need of hustling? And then he said,
I actually said that today.
Yeah.
Somebody died. Someone was telling me about my colleague was telling me about someone that died yesterday. She died of breast cancer.
Yeah.
And this man was on her way to something. And I started telling the person today that. So what's the need of all of this?
So that's the zone you get into. Yes. I was asking myself, like, is it time to stop rapping? And then he sent me the video, and there was something that I picked from the video. The person was saying, like, it's time to double down. right, to put yourself in a position where, especially if the person died of a sickness or something, that you could have done better if you had more, not just
knowledge,
money, resources, connections.
Yes.
Say, fly this guy, right now. You have to put yourself in that position so that you can look out for your younger ones. Shout out to MI, by the way, always dropping big brother gems, So I now said that, okay, I'll try new producers. And it felt like a point for me to prove, because, I felt like people thought that Jay was like my superpower. Like, without Jay, I can't really
make music.
Yeah. In-house. I don't know about what's outside, but in-house, So I said that, if I really have this talent, then I have to show it. So I have to find new producers.
Best hands.
Not really. I wasn't looking for the best hands. I was just trying to find somebody that understands
works with you,
what I'm trying to do. So I started searching for producers, and the funny thing is that we are going to talk about this, and we were talking about this. Met a producer was charging $3,000 for a track. Met another producer that was charging
Please hold on. What's going on? You guys are distracting us now.
Are we good?
Yeah.
So met another producer that was charging.
Met a producer. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was looking for producers and I
met producers that charge $3,000 upward dollars. $3,000
Naira.
No,
Sorry.
Nibo.
$2,000. And then met other producers that, there was 300K Naira.
Okay.
There was
You said this at the launch.
Yeah, there was different.
Are these guys in Nigeria?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was 50K, there was 30K.
You want charging in dollars? Are they in Nigeria too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm not saying this. There are guys that are charging 300K and it sounded good, 250, but I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Production is something, right? It encompasses a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Beat making is another thing. And everybody I was talking to were all beat makers, but they were calling themselves producers. But it's fine.
So they're two different things.
They're two different things,
Maybe not different, but one is the larger entity.
Yeah,
the other one is a small part.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah. So, to be honest, for the skill beat making, unless those other guys have some other quality that, when you come to maybe record with them, they're going to infuse into the music. The cheaper guys, the 50K guy.
You have 50K guys?
Yes.
No.
Was way better.
You have free guys.
If you go to the ConnectHead, you see, there's something that happened this morning when I logged in onto the ConnectHead. Like, the cheapest mixing and mastering platform fee there was 100K. I woke up this morning and I saw 35K. I listened to the mix. I'm a mixing engineer, so I would know.
So you know.
And I'm like, this thing has to work.
35.
Because I never thought that there was anybody out there that will mix for 35K.
Is it cheap?
Yes.
Oh. Is it a track or an album?
A track for 35K. I thought the cheapest you can find is like 70, 80K. Do you understand? So 35K. And then somebody's going to come and say, oh, you're charging 35K. I'll do it for 20.
So the guys that you say you met that were doing.
Yeah, so let's go back to why this idea came. Yeah. Jay used to give me all of these ideas, and then when I lost him, so while I was shopping for producers like I was talking about, and the guys that had the cheaper beats sounded better because, like I said, beat making skills, right? I was now like, there is no real price or average price. Like, when you think of something like, if you want to service your AC, but you know what they say, there's no price for art, so you can just
based off of what you think or what you think you deserve.
But there's still, we're in a marketplace.
Okay.
There has to be. So if somebody comes to Nigeria and it says, what's the average price for a beat, an Afro beat beat in Nigeria? What do we tell him?
Yes. Oh, that's actually a good question. The average price?
Yeah.
Like $200.
Good. $200.
Yeah.
That's like how much now?
That's the average price. Don't look at the guys at the top are the exception to the rule.
Yeah. I think so
that's
too.
That's like about 100K.
That's like 120,000. Yeah.
No, that's about 100K. That's what I feel like.
That's
per beat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you sure producers won't feel insulted with that amount?
What?
No, like I'm coming to sell. I'm not saying we're not talking about established producers.
I know.
Average.
How much do you think? What do you think? Do you know that an album, 12 songs, do you know that's 1.2 million?
Because you're paying
on
track.
beat making alone. You have not mixed the album. You've not shot any videos. You've not started production. You've not started promotions. So how much do you want a beat to be? I believe that that's the average, and I believe that it can be lower.
Probably
if they understand that there can be competition.
But there's competition also like rights.
But should it be lower? Because we've always had the conversation around.
Not should it be. That's markets, right? It's not markets. It's not emotions.
That's
markets will happen
because
regardless.
we've had producers have conversations time and time again about being underpaid and being undervalued.
So there's a thing. The place that you are will determine the amount of money that you can demand for. A lot of producers tend to have a sense of delusion.
Sense of what?
A sense of delusion. So because some of them are lucky enough, because label services are here, the majors are here, they are lucky to produce for one artist who is lucky to
I've had this conversation before,
right? And then the person at the end of the day, the label service or the major is paying you like 4,000, 5,000 for a beat, and now you want to turn it into the standard.
It's not even the label that is paying you that. So this is what happens, right? They feel left out because a song blew. That's their problem. So you're right when you say delusional.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to explain is that if you have your publishing setup, you won't be worried about that. Yes, because anywhere in the world, you don't get royalties off master recording.
Well, no, it depends. It depends.
You can, if you're a very big producer. Negotiate right now, we are talking about a young
average.
Average producer. You would not get
publishing.
So what are you going to get?
No, you
get publishing, but you not get off the direct royalties.
Mechanicals, right? So what I'm saying is that the reason why that song blew was that in some cases $400,000 has been put into it, not because of the producer.
In some cases, in every case.
In some.
If it blows to that level where you feel left out,
$400,000.
Sorry,
and then
did you say it's not because of the producer?
Yes, because I'll tell you why. It is the artist that has the contract with the label. It is the artist that is recouping that money, not the producer.
So look at it this way.
No, I'm sorry.
The producer is a facilitator. Think of them.
I'm not saying that the song did not blow because of him. Okay. I'm saying that he made a good song, but that song would have been under the rug and they would have been playing it with friends and family before a label now came in and put in that much money.
Because sometimes...
But the producer does not recoup that money.
Yeah.
When they spend...
Usually.
No. There's no exception to the rule.
No. There are sometimes...
Unless the producer has a contract.
From the ground up, exactly.
Yeah.
No, from the ground up sometimes.
It's a group kind of situation. Yeah. Okay. But we're not... So we're not bringing an exception to the rule to this case. We're talking about an artist and a record label system. Do you understand? So we're saying that the artist is the reason why that money is put into
because of the brand and the resonance and everything.
And the artist signed the contract.
Yeah.
I love producers. I love what they do. Do you understand? But like I said in my presentation, like the music business is artists and producers. Without two of them, there is no music business.
Yeah.
Everything that we are as would not exist if these people don't exist. Yeah. Do you understand? So, however, I feel like I used to complain in the music business till I found out that complaining will not do anything for you.
Yeah.
You have to create a situation for yourself. you have to start thinking beyond an artist will use my beat and blow. You stop looking at people's pockets and start thinking of movie scores, start thinking of, different things that you can use your beats to do, releasing beat tapes and selling them, and, even becoming an artist as a producer, because you can do that. You can tweak sounds together, put it together and release it like an artist will release his music. And who knows, it can be picked up from, sync and all of that. So
but the ecosystem is also not friendly enough for that.
So when people say this, right, the ecosystem is not friendly for anybody.
True.
And for anything.
It's like saying you're in Nigeria and this guy is driving a Benz, so I'll complain. Do you understand? He's in Nigeria too. And if you have, if you're in a funny situation, people will tell you, is that not your mate?
Yep.
Do you understand? So they always look at the artist because they feel like it is my beat that made
you blow up.
You understand? And that has to stop.
But sometimes, sorry to cut you short, but sometimes we've heard songs and we're like, nah, this beat is sick.
Yes.
And if you take out that beat and probably put the song and the lyrics of the artist on another beat, and it won't.
So I think,
but it's the same way too.
I think
it's the same thing.
If there's
so
no artist
number one, no beat is whack. And no beat is really sick. Yes.
So sorry to learn again. No beat is really sick, so we can't say no producer is exceptional because they give sick beats. Sometimes now we're in a space in Nigeria where some producers are sought after.
If you're talking about beat making, right?
Wait,
if you're talking about beat making,
wait before you respond now, chill. We're in a situation in Nigeria, we're in a place in Nigeria now where people have conversations like, if you want a hit song, go and meet this producer.
Yes.
He can give you a hit song with his beat.
I know.
Do you understand?
I know I can.
And people will say stuff like, oh, go to this producer, he can make you a hit song. But you're not saying that
he can make you a hit song. It doesn't mean that the beat is sick.
He will give you a sick beat.
No.
And
Now let me explain.
Oh, good.
Right.
Beat.
If I'm sitting down here and there is a hip hop beat playing, boom, boom, boom. So me and this guy, we always fight about something.
Yeah, Tolani.
Yeah, he likes his kicks hard.
Yes, Tolani likes his kicks hard.
Yeah, I don't like my kicks hard. So when he hears music, he'll be like, the kick here. Yeah, do you understand?
That to me every time.
And right, that's, to him, that is a sick beat. Do you understand? To me, I'm just listening to it and sometimes I feel like there's noise everywhere.
Noise.
Do you understand? So this is for me.
Yeah.
People might have their own opinions.
Yeah.
For me, giving the song what it needs as a producer. If you are a beat maker,
there's a tendency of overproducing a song. That's what you say.
That's not even what I'm saying.
No, okay.
Giving a beat what it needs is what a producer does. Giving a song what it needs is what the producer does. Right? So don't forget something. You're doing your job as a producer. So you're supposed to give the song what it needs. And if you remove that song from the beat, if you remove the vocals from the beat, right, it's the same thing. Now, you might feel like because you gave the beat to somebody else and somebody used it and it still went, that you made a dope beat. There's also a tendency that you can give that beat to somebody else and it's not going to go anywhere. So every time I hear that situation where people say that, number one, you're going to split it into composers and songwriters, right? So the producer is the composer and the songwriter is, and when they make a marriage, that's a song, right? A complete song. Now, I've always heard about this situation that a producer, and that is something that we talked about before this started. A producer made a beat, right? And they couldn't come to a conclusion, right? On the beat, maybe splits and all of that. And the producer takes his beat. Why do producers get mad when another producer comes to produce that same? What do you want me to do? Throw the song away?
Wait. Let's case in point. Let's.
And they will say my beat made the song.
Or you remade my beat.
So wait.
No.
Let me weigh in on this. So yes, a lot of good points have been made. Yes, they are really great beats.
Yeah,
They are really great
I
beats.
think so too.
But it also means that in a lot of ways, there's seldom anything that's a great beat that stands out on its own. It's usually a great song.
Fam, I don't even want to hear this. You copy a South African model of making music called Amapiano that sounds like a South African beat, and you say you bring it on a song. Do you understand? That sounds like something already, and somebody comes to reproduce it, and you're saying you remade my beat. What do you want the beat to sound like? I'll give you. We had an example. We're not even going to talk about.
No, before you get to, we're not going. Before we get to that point, right?
Yeah. You guys are making me go up.
It's fine.
I never want to go up.
It's
when
fine.
I'm back to regular scheduled program.
It's fine. But a lot of producers, there's a history in Nigerian music of undervaluing producers.
Yes, and remaking their beats when you don't pay them.
Forget remaking. There's a history of producers not getting their due until recently. Like
their splits.
Their splits.
Publishing everything.
I agree, but whose fault?
Well, the
music
ecosystem.
The ecosystem
wasn't attuned to that at
the
time.
Number one.
Want to blame the producers now?
Look, when I started taking responsibility for my actions, my life became better.
Mm-hmm.
When I started educating myself about all of this stuff, if somebody ripped you off your splits, that is on you. For example, Jay was in a conversation with, I'm not going to mention names, and they wanted to give him 10% publishing on, because he was a big artist.
On a single.
A big label, rather, on production, publishing, 10%. And he was like, he called me and was like, man, it's a big production. I need to take it. I'm like, you don't need to take shit.
Nothing.
Do you understand? And even if I didn't get him his 50%, I think I got him 40. Do you understand? But it went up, right? So if you got ripped off from your splits, it's your fault. You didn't know better.
Exactly, but you can't say it's their fault, because in a system where that was ingrained, where you felt like...
What is the system? We're in the marketplace. If you buy these meats from somewhere at 3K, and then you now step out and you now see that, man, I would have gotten cheaper, bigger meat here.
Maybe the negotiation skills.
It's on you.
No. That's not true.
Well, in this particular situation, no, it is. It can be, but in this particular situation, that's one side of the story. That's one side.
At what point in the industry did they start paying producers?
No, producers have always been getting paid, but it's just that it's just that there was a particular point in time where the producers didn't think they had leverage.
Yes,
they didn't think it was their right
to even ask for money. That people telling them, when I'm ready, I'll pay you. Yeah.
Yes. There was a time when producers didn't think.
Let me tell you. So I need to take this back.
And artists always do this thing.
No. It's both ways. Look, let me tell you something. You guys are talking about a general problem that happens everywhere. Do you understand? The bigger person will treat the other person this country.
Not really.
No. I've gone to, as an upcoming rapper, I've gone to bigger producers that treated me like shit.
But that's it's not even about the treating like shit thing. It's about the fact that generally when it comes to like the artist,
like
and
they
producer
give you
dynamic,
the look like you, even with your money, you want to use my beats.
Do you know the amount of producers? Do you know the amount of producers in this space that should be wealthy right now?
Yes, that they've been ripped off.
So no, they haven't been ripped off. Sorry, they haven't been ripped off. The system.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Look, everybody will claim responsibility for what they want to claim, but Nigerian artists built their own system. The moment these producers can now start coming together and now start understanding their...
That's what they're doing now.
So you
exactly.
Artists too.
No.
They were giving comedians all the money before.
Well,
when you want to perform at a show, they were giving comedians all the money before. Artists fought for that.
It wasn't even
by saying I'm not performing if you're giving this guy this amount of money.
You're giving me this.
Yeah.
It's not just about that. See,
We're both brands.
The system evolves sometimes.
Yes, it does.
The system gets to a level. It grows.
Yes.
Where people now understand, oh, this is my right.
This is my right.
This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. That's what I'm saying here.
That's education. Bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
and that's fine.
No, it's on you if you're not educated.
No. See, in a kid that was born in America in the early 2000s who was producing music.
Yeah.
You will see your OGs producing music in the studio, earning rights, earning money. The first money I ever earned in my life in the music business was via producing music for a company in the US.
No, that's great.
I was earning $100 per bill when I was 19 years old. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Nobody was paying you that in Nigeria.
So I'll tell you something.
Do you understand? And this was a mid-level company.
Do you know why I will agree to disagree? Because I think we're spending much time on this.
Yeah.
But I'll just say something, right? There was something happening in Alabama market that time, right?
Yeah.
You take your album to Alabama market.
Yeah, and they give you an advance.
No, they gave the big artist advance. They will tell you as a smaller artist, I'll take your album, I'll cut it, I'll sell, and then when I make profit, right, you will share the profit. But I have to get my cost first. And guess what? You can ask any smaller artist, that did stuff that time. You never got to the cost price. Right? Right? You never got to the cost price because you don't even know what the cost price is. You don't even know how many CDs he cut. Do you understand? So they were ripping off younger and upcoming artists and taking everything for themselves. What did I do? I took my CDs by yourself. And myself. Do you understand?
It's individual.
I'm one of those ShopRite guys. I am one of them.
I said, come and buy my CD.
Please. Look at somebody in a fancy car. He'll give you 2,000 naira. What I'm trying to tell you is
an exception.
There is no exception.
There is an exception.
In this case, there is no exception.
There's an exception.
Do you understand? Because if you do not evolve, if you do not build your own system, and you feel like the system owes you, you will die.
No, if you're bringing in your own value, please. Okay, I'm going to ask both of you. If you're creating the beats now, right, Talani, you're trying to say, you're trying to make a point of it's not about the system. They didn't do their own, work and everything. If I'm bringing in beats as a producer, and I say for my beats, I'm not going to charge anything less than 5 million naira.
Yeah.
And I say, fuck whatever it is that you think. Fuck whatever it is that you think. Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, Melody.
No, so of course you set your price.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I am saying.
You set your price.
Just because they were undervalued for a long time.
It's not their fault.
Wait, when you say undervalue, here lies the problem. Mm-hmm. Undervalue is no value. You're not putting worth to it. When you say undervalue,
we had producers.
So for example, people tell me that you're an underrated rapper.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, do you understand? I don't know what it means. Do you understand?
It just means you should be getting more recognition than you already do.
How?
See, Q.
No. Let's. This is a good
You don't think
example.
you are?
I think I'm great where I am.
You don't think that with the kind of music that you do, you should have more exposure?
No, I know the kind of music that I do does not get that kind of exposure. The thing about something is, know your worth is two places. People always feel like know your worth is I'm worth something and I should know that worth. Know when you're worth nothing.
That's where I'm going to.
Know when you're worth nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
Know when you're. Do you understand?
That's where I'm going to.
Yeah. So
that's
when you say somebody is undervalued, underrated, under this.
So you say that sometimes they exaggerate their worth.
I'm not saying they exaggerate their worth.
I think they do.
I'm just look. You can set your price at anything you want to. Do you understand? I can look at it and say this guy is delusional. Somebody might also pay for it.
True.
All I'm just saying is that for you to say that you are undervalued, you're feeling entitled.
I don't want to mention anybody's name.
You are entitled.
You know examples of this that I'm talking about.
Hit me, bro.
We have seen producers produce like popular albums for popular artists, and all they got for it was a car of 1.2 million naira.
And I agree. No, see, look,
we've seen that several times.
Let me say something. Let's not even hide it. Sam Clef was going off. Let's not beat around the bush. Now, I'm not saying Sam Clef is wrong for going off. Here is what I'm saying. That attitude
of going off.
No, that attitude of looking for cheap labor in the streets. Do you understand?
It's never going to stop.
It's happening everywhere.
It's never going to stop.
You came in as cheap labor. Whose fault? Shout out to Sam Clef, one of the biggest. So what everybody's now saying is that these people should have done better. So it is emotional outrage.
Is it emotional?
Yes,
outrage?
there was nothing wrong. Nothing. What
wrong
the only thing wrong? You accepted to be underpaid.
No, but
technically, see,
you're over 18.
Melody, what
you're
he's saying
over
is,
18.
what he's saying is, so for example,
you were enjoying the fame.
Look at the deal.
You entered club and drank champagne.
Look at the deal that Megan Thee Stallion was complaining about.
They lodged you in.
Did you sign it? You signed it.
No. Wait. What did you know?
Have we seen where? I don't want to mention. But have we seen where? Please, have we seen where artists talked about the record labels intentionally giving them horrible deals, and also not providing personal lawyers for them, knowing that those artists that you're signing do not have money to get their own.
But if the label provides personal lawyer for you, you say the lawyer instigate. No, the label will pay. You say the lawyer instigated you to sign a bad deal.
So Melody, look at it this way.
Which way you go now?
Look,
let me tell you something about. I've played both fields.
Artists,
do you understand? I've played both fields, and that is why I'm very vocal about it, about things like this, because I signed bad deals, and I used to tell people that there are no bad deals; they are just bad people. Now, what was wrong? I saw, but Sam Clef, that he gave his rights to somebody else.
That's not even what happened.
That's what me.
That's not what happened.
What me I'm saying is, I don't know about the story, but that's what I saw on. Listen, what me I'm saying is there are no bad deals. They are just bad people. So I'll say something like, if we sign a contract that I'm supposed to kick a ball 8 times, or let me not use 8, 30 times a day, and we have a contract that my job is to kick the ball 30 times a day for 1 week, and then on the 3rd day I broke my leg doing something, right? And I now come to you and I say, bro, I've broken my leg. I can't meet my KPI of 30 kicks. And you tell me, but you signed a contract that says you must. That's a bad person.
That's a bad person. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Not really.
No. We're talking about morally, and do you understand? Well,
I'm not.
No,
let me tell you something, because they're also bad. They're also bad people that sign those contracts because they want to get out of those contracts. They will fake the fact that they broke their legs.
What did I say? There are no bad people. They're just. There are no bad contracts. They're just bad people
navigating that.
That person is a bad person too. Do you understand? All I'm saying is that, right? Once there is a contract in place, as long as you put your signature on that contract,
and you are old enough, and you didn't sign it under duress, yes, or not the terms of the contract.
I don't agree.
There are contracts that I've signed that have changed my momentum.
But do you also know that
there's nothing you can do about it?
Yes, but people intentionally give people bad deals. Why are you giving people bad deals?
But you have to. The reason why label.
Why are you ripping people?
No.
Can I say? I'll say one thing. You're just being emotional right now. I'll say one thing. Look, let me tell you. Somebody once told me that the best deals are the deals where the two parties live unhappy.
Yeah, I think because they make compromises.
Yeah,
they make compromises.
Yes, live unhappy. You're signing a deal. Your label is off 32. Hey, and you're not looking like what's going on here.
But if you don't know, if you don't know better,
so let's talk about limitations.
Yeah.
Now I am big on limitations. Recently, I was talking about how people do what they do, and you try to tell them to do better, but they don't know how to do better.
Yes, they don't even. Yes, that's the thing. Yes,
you understand. So there are 2 ways, right? I remember when I was coming up as an artist, and my brother was always like, "Yo, open a company. Forget about blowing. Do this thing the corporate way. It's a product." Yeah, my elder brother. I didn't listen to him. I could not understand it. I was like, but this guy blow now. Why I no go blow?
Yes.
Do you understand? So I didn't listen to him.
Yes.
But at a point,
I understood it.
And it became easier for me
you to understand it. Yes,
because he had been telling me.
I agree.
Do you understand? Now we're speaking about limitations.
Yes.
Right. Now, whether we like it or not, right? Nobody is plain stupid. I know this because every time you wake up, you have a plan to eat. And as long as you have a plan to eat and you eat, you're not stupid.
Because
you're resourceful.
Because you can choose to eat.
Yes, you're very resourceful. So you woke up that morning and somebody offered you a contract, right? Now, what was in your head have been offered contracts. So, and that's him. That's him. That's what he does. Tries to throw me off so that he can, And then I've been offered numerous contracts. Let me tell you what happens to an artist when you give him a contract. Plain, it happened to me. Stage, 100,000 people. That's the first thing that comes to his mind. Apartments, furnished, Benz, babes. Let me tell you what the problem. The hardest thing for an artist to do
is to think.
No, is to work out on a contract.
Yeah.
That is offering him money.
Especially when
that's how you know you have become yourself. When you look at the artist, the contract, you look at the money and you say,
it's not my own.
Do you know how many deals I turned down? Do you understand? Like this year alone, like I'm not happy. Sometimes I think to myself, maybe I should have. You look at your situation, you look at what the money could have solved. Do you understand? But I have found that every time I turned down a deal, I did myself one favor.
Value go up.
The value and peace of mind. Because contract is just funny. Do you understand? Let me just day here where I did without, how much is it? It will still finish. So when you're talking about your limitations, you're talking about, also think about who you are and what you're thinking about when you're looking at that contract, what you're seeing on that paper. Are you looking for the problem of that contract? Or are you looking for what that contract will do for you? Now, I am the
you
first
are speaking
person.
from an informed perspective.
Wait. I know what you're saying.
Not
I was not informed. I was not informed before.
Were you hungry?
I was not informed before. You've thrown me off something I wanted to say. I'll go on. Right? When you're served a contract, right, and you're not looking for
the problem,
what the problem is in that contract.
You're looking for what he can do for you.
Do you understand?
What you were talking about.
You cannot say, brother, please. Look, I would tell you at some point, I've told people to sign bad contracts.
You as a person.
Because that's what was good for them.
Because that's all you needed.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Let me tell you something. There are three things. There are four things I look out for in a contract. Number one is the term. I can tell you, it's just 2 years. Let's do it.
Because you'll be fine.
I got you. But after these 2 years, you're good. I got you for these 2 years. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I look at the splits.
All right.
I look at the options. There's something called options in the contract.
Don't say that out on this podcast.
I'm saying it out on this podcast.
Please say it, AQ. What do you mean?
You are giving them gems, though.
Yes.
And you
look at the options.
So that particular option that I was going to talk about is a gem.
Please break down the option.
Look out for.
It's a word called options. Anything that has option inside
Check
it.
very
Once
well.
you see option, go look for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the trick. Let me give you an example of an option.
Okay.
They will say stuff like, your term of your contract is 2 years. Option that we refuse to.
So order of first refusal.
Yeah, no, not order of first refusal. We refuse to
terminate.
Give another 2 years.
Okay.
So if you think you're entitled to
so
2,
your contract is 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't understand. No, you said 2 years now.
Yes.
No.
But
listen to the wording.
They will give you an option. There's an option to give you another 2
so
years.
if they reserve the right to
yes.
give it to you.
That's like 4 now.
That's now 4 years.
Exactly.
Because once you start doing well, they would bring out
That option.
That option. So the first thing I do when I'm looking over contracts for artists is that I get all the options out of here. We're not doing any option. Especially if it's a new label. If it's a big label, I'll look at the options and I'll be like, okay, we can go.
Even if you fraud, they can give you another money and still be fine for another 2 years.
Do you understand? Then the last thing I look at is the advance. Basically, what you're going to do for the artist before when he signs the deal. Because a lot of times, right, when record labels don't keep up to their obligations, we use the advance to advance the artist. Advance is very
important.
Not just important. Like, I always feel like an artist needs to be in a certain situation to make the best music. That is why the biggest artist will be the biggest artist.
Because you're already living a particular type of life, and
they also have access.
Yeah.
Even when they can't make it, they have people that can make it for them.
Do you know what it is to be able to feature anybody you want? Be able to get every access, every instrumentalist you want, any melody that comes to your head, you can pay the instrument. You have everything. So that a lot of times you want to be able to say, if the label is not going to pay for this, I'm paying for it.
Also, I get you.
So we've gone round and round and round, but your limitation is you. When you talk about limitation, is you're giving an excuse to somebody that refused to learn.
Have you underpaid a producer before?
Underpaid a producer.
Yeah. And have you
I've never underpaid anybody.
Have you remade a producer's beat?
What do you mean by remake a producer's beat?
I don't know. They said a lot. I played you my beat, then you went on to remake it.
To remake it. So here is the situation. You don't know my process.
As the producer now, right?
Yes, you don't know my process. If you make me a beat, right? Maybe I give you a hook. I gave you a hook that you made the beat to, right? Or you gave me a beat and I made the hook to it, right? You don't have songwriting credit on that hook. You have composer credit. As soon as that beat goes off, as long as the next producer did not play one melody that you played on that beat, I did not remake your beat. If you can show me so drum patterns, you can never use drum patterns because drum patterns exist as they are on different genres. So
nobody owns the right
to that. So just because you did and another producer came and did you now say that.
Producer do,
so look at it this way.
What is the own?
No, look at it this way.
Beat patterns don't have melody.
Look at it this way. So breaking down.
No, let me break it down.
Yeah.
Beat patterns don't have melody.
Why is
I'm calling your name.
Producer I did.
No, beat patterns don't have melody. But if your bass goes doom, doom, doom,
and then
and you create that doom,
even if it's with another instrument, that's
so if a producer can rightfully come out and say, I reproduced his beat, he must play me the exact melody that I reproduced. And once he can't do that, please get the fuck out of my face.
Case in point, sorry, before you guys go on. So J5 is talking about how much he charges for a beat. He says, I charge £25,000 for a beat. Do
That's
not
a lot of money.
A session with me, knowing full well you can't afford the price. It's a disrespect. And if you try to reproduce my thing, my lawyer will sue you for your little £10 earnings. Behave yourself. Only people who pay under 10 are NSG, and that's blood.
NSG said sometimes they use Klarna.
So
they use Klarna.
So in light of that conversation, so Blackbone says, when I pay J5 20 million naira for beats, please guys stream the song. Don't let me and my label go hungry. And Mizu responded saying, you are talking. I charge you 3,000 USD for the beat of Groupie, and you all offered me 150K.
Oh, I'm glad he said you all. It's not you all. I offered him 150K.
So that's you.
Yeah,
me.
Okay,
then. When I declined, you decided to remake the beat instead, but you're here trying to act like you're willing to pay producers.
Yeah, so let him bring the clip. If he brings the look, it's not. I'm sure he has lawyers. That's number one. I'm sure he has a manager. He shouldn't be. Number one, let's look at this. J5 is talking, right? And Mizu. I mean, I no disrespect. He must he's doing what he's doing. Do you understand? I see his remix, you know, for clout, you know, I have no problem with that. You know, I think he's really good at that.
Remix.
Yeah, you don't know he remakes people's songs.
Yeah, like he does his like open verse and does his own version of the song. Okay. But that's legal though.
Is it?
It could be.
Huh?
It could be.
It's not.
He's not monetizing.
Exactly. So it's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, but you don't know what really monetizing is.
So did you remake his beats?
So we don't know whether he's monetizing or not.
Did you remake his beats, AK?
I just gave you an example that if somebody said I remade his beat, he should play a melody that is the same.
So this issue of remaking people's beats, it can be very technical.
As a one-time producer that did not blow, give us the secret.
Oh wow!
You're
As a lawyer,
as a lawyer, don't lie.
As a field producer,
You rapped at one point.
I never rapped.
You never rapped.
You have to be a field.
So
rapper.
why? So I don't know why this industry calls you a field rapper.
Field rapper always turn critics.
That's why.
Yeah, he's a
He's
field
just
Never.
guys, update your CV. He's a field producer. When you're
a
going
field
hard
rapper.
at Tolani on
He
Twitter, call him a
must have
field
done at
producer.
least one song.
I've
If we
never
go to that
rapped.
But
drive,
back in 2019, any $100, that's not a field producer.
any $100.
Yes, back in 2019.
2011.
2011.
Except
Bro.
for a Yankee company, you know, they probably ripped him off.
I was
'cause
nice.
that's what
I mean, probably.
probably ripped
See,
him
we're
off.
But
speaking about
Baba,
this-
like, do you understand what it means for a 19-year-old boy to earn?
Look, I understand. I
sold
want to say
20
something.
beats.
I really want to say something because it felt like I didn't really talk about that situation.
Tolani was cutting you.
I understand
as
what
usual.
bitterness is.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes, I had it. When I see it, I recognize it, and I understand that it is not your true self. Do you understand? Because it's a market. Do you understand? If I feel it's 150 that I have to give you, do you understand? If you feel insulted by it, by all means, do better. Do you understand?
Wow.
Who should do better? You that is pricing or the person the producer?
Like, if you do better, I don't feel like that would be. Do you understand? So this is how we look at it as this thing. If you tell me how many songs that you've produced, do you understand, that have gone a long way? Do you understand? For you to be able to and your brand, right? In terms of original stuff that you've made, right? This is how we put value to your production. Do you understand? In terms of original stuff that if you like say,
Personally, sorry to cut short you. I don't think any producer that has not earned their onions on a certain level should be charging $3,000. I'm sorry, bro. $3,000 is 1.8 million naira for one beat. That's a lot of money.
so
You
when they
understand?
just see an artist say, "Oh, he
I
can
don't think so.
afford it,"
Personally,
he can afford it.
Personally.
Oh, he finally walked into my studio.
Personally.
10 million naira.
Personally, I think that's severely overcharging. There are some producers who are on a certain level who have produced quasi hits, who have produced
That are not even charging
that.
that.
Are not charging $3,000. I can't mention names.
Please don't.
I can't. You understand?
They are
Like,
charging like $1,000.
I think that's a ridiculous amount of
understand?
money to charge.
They are charging like $1,000.
Don't get me wrong.
And at that point,
talented.
at that
Super
point
talented.
that happened, $1,000 was like 500 and something K, maybe like 540. Do you understand? Or 560.
That's
or
1 point. That's 1.6 million.
No, I'm talking about $1,000. You know, 500.
That's 1.6 million.
3,000.
3,000.
$1,000. That's 500 and something. Now these are producers that have produced stuff. So I'm asking,
Okay.
where in the scheme of things is 150 bad money?
Obviously, it's not bad.
150,000 naira. If you sell 10 beats in a week,
But
when you're not selling 10,
that's unlikely for some producers
to sell 10 beats in a week,
It's
you've
unlikely.
not met
For
Beats by
some-
J.
for Beats by J is different.
In a week,
It's different.
that's even in a week.
Beats by J is
People say that
different.
amount of beats in it, that number of beats in it.
Yeah.
You know, 10.
Look, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy called
Where
what's
is
his
it on
Abuja
paper
boy?
that one, like, people just, where is it on paper? Like, because the majors came in and, you know, money is
started
flowing
going around.
everywhere.
That's why.
Everybody's getting
That's why.
advanced. That's why now. That is to me, it's my opinion. I think it's a strategy and it's a very beautiful strategy.
Which one now?
Overprice yourself.
the major strategy where they come and they make it impossible for or they make it difficult for independent artists to
so everybody now wants to join a label.
Yes, it's a beautiful strategy
because they throw money at you.
They use money to
scatter everything.
Everything goes up. They
Inflation.
have the money and they know how to recoup the money, and then
that's why. Sorry to cut you short.
They have more airtime in the spaces because you can't play.
You don't have the money.
Yeah, you don't have the money anymore. So on TV, on radio, they have more airtime.
Yeah.
That's why they put blood on contracts. Do you know why?
Because
they spend a lot.
They spend because the artists that you see blue on majors, they are like 20% of the artists that they sign.
And then when the artists make money, one producer is trying to drag your name in the mud because, do you understand? You have all of this to recoup. Do you know what it is do you know what it is to be in the green as an artist? I can tell you that there might be only 5 artists in Nigeria that are in the green, the whole country.
What does it mean to be in the green?
You're not owing your label. Rest are in red, blood red.
That's fast.
So forget all these things that they are driving or this thing. They are in to their farm. If you start looking at the numbers, the first thing you say is, "I'm not investing in music." If you really start looking
but it's also because the industry also enables them.
Yes, but you being in the red is sometimes not a bad thing. The majors know how they
get their money back over time.
Over time, yeah. So you being in the red is not such a bad thing. But you being in the red, that's for them. But you being in the red for you. Let's get ready to sign some extra years, bro.
Options.
Started kicking
options, bro.
Since you've been, now you're making money and stuff. How was your?
You said this thing like 3 times.
Yes, you are. Please, how has your dating life been?
I knew we were going to come to. You guys always do that. So
do what? J-Lo just got married to her ex. Which of your ex are you open to
getting married
to? Ben Affleck.
J-Lo and Affleck are married.
Yes, they are married.
Been?
Which of your exes are married, Jebu? If you could go back to any of your exes, do you have anyone you can just sign it?
Zodiac killer.
Mm-hmm. So, to be honest, I've not really had. To be honest, I've not had a great relationship life. But when you start getting older, you now start finding out that it's not their fault.
Yes.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's the sacrifices you
had to make.
What did I see that I saw? I saw that when you're dating an ambitious guy, you have to be second. As a woman.
Shout out to the women that accept that.
Yeah, you have to be second because conquering the world is all that is in his mind, and it's either you chase that dream with him, and you guys are in sync, or
step out the way.
Yeah, you're out the way. So that has always been my problem, and I started thinking about chilling a bit.
As regards relationships?
No, like myself, like vacations are now. I've never been on a vacation.
I saw Jay-Z said that when
vacations are stuff that are now coming to my mind. Hanging out more with the people that I care about.
Yeah.
I'm spending time with them because, being rich. When you start to get older, you start to understand that being rich is not. It's not about money. So I have this thing about the world that where I feel like the world is big for a reason. It's so small, but it's also big for a reason.
In terms of landmass?
In terms of you can't be in every hotel. You can't be on every street. You can't be in every vacation center. You can't make it.
Yeah.
You
can't be with every woman.
Yeah. And then I figured out that I'm very spiritual, by the way. I figured out that the reason why it's like that is because you must create your own world, right? So you must find a partner, right? And the same way God created you and said, let us, some people say that they feel like God is the masculine and the feminine. And, that's what the us mean.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say that, because, anything that's not factual, you don't want to put it out there. Yeah. So you're going to find your partner.
Women
then you're
in
going
science.
Don't listen to Tolani AQ.
You're going to create, right? That you're going to give birth to, and then you're going to nest somewhere, and that becomes your world, right? And I feel like when you go outside as a man, that is the head of the family, when you go outside, you go to hunt, right? So you go through all of the things that you go through. Do you understand? And just like those days, you come back and you be like, yo,
this is what I found.
This is for the family. And you the same way God provides that protection over you when you go to hunt, and is the protection that you give your family, is the provision that you give your family, and that small space becomes your world.
That's very philosophical, by the way.
And you no matter where you go, you know what they say.
Home.
There's no place.
You have
to come back to your world.
So the best thing. So I'm going to take out what I'm going to take out from what you said. Of course, I'm not taking out the hunter part and all of that.
Huh?
So I'm trying to conquer a world that is not mine. That's what I was trying to let you know. A world that you can't conquer. Do you understand? The only world that I need to focus on is the world that I'm creating with my creating with my partner and
so does that mean doesn't that mean you settle at some point?
It doesn't mean that I settle. It simply means that if I wanted to drive 50 cars because the world is so big, I only need 2 or 3.
I had a conversation
because that's what my world can take.
That's what you need.
That's what you need, or that's what's necessary.
That's what my world. There's no space for more.
Because why is there no space for more? Because
the reason why people create space for more is because they are greedy.
So this guy said the same thing. Femi Kuti's son, what's his name?
Made.
He was on my show and he asked me a question. Why do I need 2 cars?
I'm not even just talking about cars.
No, he used that as an example. I'm talking about. No, I'm just
he used it as an example too. Yeah,
he spoke on greed.
Yeah,
like he feels like so many times people be trying to acquire things that they do not need at the same time. He's like, just
if you see me driving a fancy car, it's a business move. It's a business move. I'm going to use that car to get more money.
Yeah, people take you seriously if you have a certain.
Basically, if I've not made the money that I used to buy that car in a year plus, I failed. So do you understand? Like I was asking somebody recently, like, when do you really make profit as a man? I'll give you an example. They're paying you something for being an OAP.
Yes.
Do you understand? What's the profit? The whole thing about business is making profit. Do you understand? How do you calculate your profit as a man or a woman or a human being?
Making money.
Because you're toiling. Do you know how I calculate my profit?
When you didn't work and you got the money?
No.
How?
How I feel in the day. How healthy I am. How happy I am. How, how excited I am, how I want to go out and do more. That's my profit. Do you understand? So I'm trying to itemize the things that make me happy.
What makes you happy?
So the real thing that makes me happy is being able to provide for people around me and seeing that they're happy. Just looking at everybody's good. Do you understand? And everywhere I have put my foot in, I have made sure that everybody was good. Everywhere, ask about me. And I found out recently that that's what I enjoy doing. So I'll put myself in front of everything just to make sure everybody's good.
When did you realize that though?
Not too long. I think 2019.
So what were you chasing before then?
So you start to realize stuff when when you can stop thinking about money. I'll give you an example, right? The reason why people put limitations on other people is because those people can't see past their next meal. It's a strategy. It's a world strategy. Do you understand? Like, if I can make this guy not be able to think past his next meal, I have him. Yep. Especially when I can provide that next meal.
So he's dependent on me.
When you're hungry, the only thing you can think of
is food.
That's why I said you're not dumb. When you wake up in the morning, you have a plan to eat. The moment you can just say, food is not what I'm thinking about.
Please continue.
Right? Food is not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking of how to get to where I'm going. How to provide for food for years. But it's very difficult. And every day I sit down with people that can't think past their next meal. And is what is termed as a limitation. Because the moment somebody comes and says, here's your next meal, he has bought you over. Do you understand? So the first thing I had to do when I realized that was, first of all, I had to be able to go a day without eating and be okay.
That's ulcer though.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that it's
ulcer. Is that literally not eating? Or like, do you mean like you actually have to start starving yourself?
No. Like when I say that when I'm working, if you don't give me food,
you're not feeling it,
right? No, I'm okay. Let's keep going. Do you understand? Because I'm looking past my next meal. Do you understand? Let's keep going. I literally had to do long time at work. Do you understand? And like I have not that my belly is small, but if I take a meat pie right now, because of those, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go the whole day. That's the guy that, me and him are always in situations together. Yeah. When they used to see me in the estate, they used to like look at me like, what's this guy really into? And I used to tell them that my work is really tedious. Do you understand? And they didn't used to believe me. Like, they just see me like I'm at home. But I used to tell them that when I go out to work, you can't do what I do. I think his first real experience was the Black Bones show. I was everywhere. He sat down and said, I can't follow you anymore. Do you understand? So once I enter that mode, because the show must be successful if we want to get the next meal.
Bag. Yep.
Yeah. If not, we're going back to start thinking about our and that's how I treat every situation. And that's why I will be successful. Because number one, you can't buy me over. I'm not for sale. Do you understand? Because I'm not trying to drive 50 cars. I'm not trying to own a mansion in the sky. I am not for sale. Do you understand? That's the first thing.
You're not greedy.
Yes. Once you eliminate that male thing of I want to provide for myself, provide for my second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation, sixth generation. Once you can
contain it. Once
you can remove that picture, the picture you will now be able to see is very beautiful. Do you understand? Because everything else is affordable. Do you understand? If your rent is 700K, do you understand? You will always be able to wake up and afford it. Look, I was telling somebody something, I'm like, there's no reason why you should be poor. It's a mental thing, because
it's not really a mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
Really born poor.
No.
Society, different.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. There is a skill everywhere. There is a skill that will get you rich. No matter how, how bad the environment is. For example, I met somebody in the estate. I stay in blocks of flats, the duplex. I met somebody in the estate that was always complaining. Right? And the person had friends. A young person. I said, count how many blocks of flats in the estate. He doesn't count it. I said, what would it take you? Almost everybody in these blocks of flat are bachelors. They are only there because they need to get to their work that is on the island and back. They don't have time to clean. They don't have time to wash. They don't have time to... You start a cleaning agency today.
Don't make a killing.
blocks of flats. There are 4 streets. There are how many? There are 8 on this side, 8 on this side, 12 apartments
Per building.
per building. All you have to do is knock, dress a little bit good. Pay me so. Your whole apartment will be cleaned. Your clothes will be,
People will pay for that.
What? Melody.
People will pay for that.
Like
People, it's not just people are killing to pay for that shit.
do you understand? You just have to make sure that you don't steal. Here comes the problem.
Can
Do you understand?
can you help yourself?
Because when you enter, you go see laptop for. Do you understand? You go see phone.
You go
you
see
go see
mask.
all those things
You go
where you
see
know they
AirPods.
see. Do you understand? And by the time somebody hears that
Can you
one
look
person,
beyond the next meal that you're looking for to eat?
that's all. Because that phone will provide your next meal.
But can you see the bigger picture of your business?
Well, so will your business if you stay with it.
Yes.
But it's not immediate. There's a bigger picture. Can you see that bigger picture?
You're thinking about the stress. You're thinking about the labor that it will take to, do all of that before you finally go to eat. You're thinking about maybe, okay, you now want, because like I said, don't come to me with dick in hands. Come with a business plan. If you need money to get like Omo, washing, this thing,
I can give you that.
and I'll give you, of course, then you give me 20% in the business. But that's another problem.
Collaboration.
No, they don't want to give you 20% in the business. They want handouts.
Those want handouts.
They want handouts. Do you understand? I become the bad guy because I said, because you feel that you're poor. I'm not looking at you as a poor man. I'm looking at somebody
As opportunity.
No, not an idea now. I'm
As
looking at you
opportunity.
as somebody that is smart and is going to make a killing.
Let's do it.
But you need my money to make the killing. But you have looked at yourself as poor. So you say, AQ, where they live life, want 20% of my business. AQ, we no need money, want 20% of my business.
How does he amass the wealth? It's not from different business.
This problem is that you're looking at my pocket.
The pockets, what?
So let's get back to that stuff that you're looking at. That guy is looking at Blackbone's pocket. That's why he can say that.
Who now?
He feels that Blackbones can give him that
Mizo.
$3,000. He doesn't feel that that's what he's worth. He feels that Blackbones can give him that $3,000, but did not give it to him. He's looking at the pocket. And that's what happens. People look at people's pockets.
And they get unrealistic.
They do what they do. See, for me, it's an easy thing. People come in without a plan. When I realized this thing, I think I realized this thing in 2020, that your plan cannot be to blow. That's not a plan. See, try this thing that I'm telling you. Every time you meet a young person, right? Every time you meet a young person, ask that young person, what's your plan? If we start it here, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at what you'll be hearing. They don't even have 6 months plan. They don't even. So you got into a company and you didn't tell yourself that you're only working here for 6 months. You just got into the company and then you started working 6 months, you started getting frustrated and you started saying your boss is a bad person. You came in without a plan. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The moment I realized that a lot of people are really coming in with I just need a job. They can't see past their next meal because the job will provide the next meal. You came in without a plan. You're not looking at steps. You're not looking at what the things you're supposed to do. So, I tell somebody that I'm quitting my job. Everybody be like, eh? Yeah. I'm not even moved. I'm quitting my job because I didn't plan to stay there for that long. When I got into CC, I said I'm going to be here for 3 years. And I was there, you can ask, 3 years. And I was there for 3 years. I was out, onto doing the stuff that I can do. So, because I had a plan. What am I doing in a company? Because here's the problem with the music business, right? They'll pay you the same money for 10 years if you're not careful, if you stay in the same place. The only way to really grow in the music business is jump. So somebody now pays you more because they see.
But that's employment generally.
Generally. No, I feel like some people promote.
No.
Research has shown
my
that
mother used to say
people earn more money by jumping jumps.
It's not a music business thing.
My mother used to. I mean,
Say that you should grow with a company.
No. My mother used to get these promotions every year.
Yeah, because their reality is different.
Every
Oh,
year.
back in the day.
Their reality is
These
different
days,
because
even
they grew up in a
promote
civil
you-
service.
Even when they promote you,
situation.
they'll add like 5K.
Got to punish somebody that had 5K to my salary.
You get so it's
Is that a song?
It's not a sub, it's just reality. What's there to stop when it's real? Like, bro.
so that's no. Their reality was different in the sense that, and the system was also there to gratify them.
Yeah.
Now,
So
people make money by jumping.
I went there to learn a lot of stuff.
Which you did.
Because I've always wanted to be a label guy. Right, like
till now.
Yeah, I still want to be, but I'm taking a shift back. Working with artists without being who they want you to be.
It's not a provider.
No, I'll have to mention names here. I'm sorry. They want to work with Don Jazzy. And they want to work with Olamide. They don't want to work with you. Their own.
No,
facts,
that's the reality.
Facts. They're only working with you because you're a means to an end.
So
their real goal
is Bado.
So you're the stepping stone.
It's because they don't have a plan. And that's why I'll respect Black Bones till I die. Because Black Bones told me something. He said, as long as the only reason why I'll sign this deal is if you're here. He looked at me and said, you can do something. Right? He didn't feel like he needed he needed a whatever name.
But you know why he was like that?
I've never.
You answered the question.
Hunger.
It's a self-starter. It's always been.
Yeah. So so the reason why I had to shift back is when you're talking to an artist, right, and he's not listening or she's not listening to what you're saying because you're not.
Don Jazzy.
Do you understand? And number one, it breaks your heart because
does it affect your self-esteem?
Not your self-esteem. It affects everything because all you want for this artist is to do well. Because the thing about being behind the scenes, what a lot of people don't realize, I've started having a lot of respect for the people behind the scenes, is if you don't do well, I don't eat.
So I have to make you do well.
I can't be driving you into a pit. What would it?
Because I need.
What will it profit me?
Exactly.
Do you understand? What will it profit? I mean, if I was some very, very rich guy, then I don't need music money.
You just be like,
then
fuck
maybe.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Like, fuck it.
What would it profit me to drive? And I'm telling you what is best for you. Do you understand? But you're looking at me like,
who be this?
And you know what I get in the business. Why didn't you do it for yourself if you feel like it was going to work?
Someone has said that to you before.
No, you see it in the
conduct.
You hear whispers. Do you understand? And you just look and you laugh because if there is one thing that I know, I used to tell people that I can work anywhere, but there's one thing that I know the music business. And the reason why I know the music business more than a lot of people is there's a point you get to in the music business. I think Tolani knows everything that I know. Everybody knows everything that you know. Is publishing, is master recording, is you have the hand of it.
But the application.
Experience teaches you a lot.
Yeah, the application.
It's not just the experience.
The application.
I'll tell you the best thing about the music business.
Oh.
That's why a lot of people say it's spiritual. It works with feelings. It works. You have to feel it. Yeah, when you walk into the room, that's more and more I've started respecting the jobs of A&Rs. When you walk into the room and you say, that is the song. And everybody's like, why? They can give you all of this. Is working for the demography. This is what people are listening to.
Market.
But you have 10 songs that are saying the same thing. But you see this one.
I just know.
Especially when it's a song that it doesn't really stand out like that from the other songs.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yeah. Look, fam.
That's the song.
Fam.
I can't stand that song. But guess what?
I can't lie. If an artist had brought that song to me,
I would have said, fuck you.
Are you serious?
I would
Bro.
I would not sign. But you just have this feeling like
whoever picked that song is a genius.
Something that Black Bones does is that he plays his records, he sees,
Reactions.
how people are reacting to it. But that's a very small sample size. Do you understand? Apart from that, there is a feeling that people share when they, like, I don't hear sounds like that anymore. I see it, kind of.
All I hear is sound. All I see is colors.
So I walk into the place and music is playing and I'm hearing something and nobody's hearing it. I said, until you stop the record and split it, and now this is what I'm hearing, and it can't be that loud. That's what's causing it to be loud. Do you understand? So you can put square pegs everywhere. Do you understand? The holes will still be filled by circles, whether you like it or not. Because I'm seeing a lot of this, if you speak very fluently or right there, that's when you get employment in the music business. All that is crap.
No, it used to work.
No,
it used to.
I'm telling you that all of the music business is won in the studio. Because do you know why?
You are saying
do you know
should
why?
Be.
What
was that? What was
happening until recently?
What was selling? What's
do you
the
know,
accent?
Do you know why? Do you know why it is won in the studio?
Why?
You're correct.
Because one day we all have the same marketing budget.
Yeah.
Then
one day
you
we all have the
true.
same.
But it only started being the reality recently, though. That thing recently started happening.
Omale's album now. Listen to Omale's album now. Do you understand? Like, in the end,
now Sabina
inside is, it's inside the studio that the war is won. And the more you keep neglecting it and looking for TikTok numbers, we are here because you will come back. Look, this thing that I've told you, do you understand? I'll tell you that I am going to be somebody in this music business, and they will come back. Do you understand? They will always call the people that. That's why you need to get a Grammy. Who did they call? Who did they? How did he do it? No. How did he do it?
In the studio. Speaking about numbers, J5 tweeted something and he said, I think Spotify should hide the stream numbers. I think people will take in the music for the music and not the stats. Working with talented artists who are deflated because they keep on checking and chasing numbers. Honestly, I think the numbers will come later, but it really messes with some artists.
It also sells them a false delusion.
It is good business for Spotify.
Bruh.
So why should they care about your own, what you're feeling?
It's just like how people keep complaining about Apple Music charts. What the fuck do you want Apple Music to do about it? To say that we are not the charts?
No. This conversation about it, you've brought the DSPs inside it. This conversation, something that I was shying away from.
So forget the DSPs. I even just made reference because you mentioned TikTok numbers. Yeah. How, a lot of times, it's not about Spotify or DSPs. There's a general conversation about
people
how
keep chasing numbers.
Do you know why you can't? Do you know why you can't remove the numbers?
Yeah.
Because if you remove the numbers, you have to remove the charts.
Yeah. So it's not even a numbers thing. Because I also heard that artists go into studios now.
Because for Billboard to announce the number one album, they will announce the stats.
Numbers. Yeah,
so
the numbers.
The thing about the numbers here is the age of digitization or the penetration of digitization in the music business is not full blown yet. So a lot of times it might not represent the exact reality. So we have certain artists right now, I don't want to mention names, that have a lot of listeners, but they don't have fans. Do you understand? Like they have, you get what I mean? Yeah. Like they are not concentrated.
They have numbers.
They have numbers, but they're not concentrated anywhere.
Fans.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, because the number is coming from a number of places, right? A number of places.
And why is that?
They're not concentrated. They're not concentrated anywhere.
Why
so does that also affect their following? You don't.
Why
have
do you think that's happening?
Yeah.
Why do you think that's?
Why do I think that's happening? Yeah. I think it's happening because of the age of digitization and discovery of music. So because the music is traveling, and maybe someone discovers it on TikTok or discovers it on.
Why doesn't the person become a fan?
Why does that person become a fan? Yeah. Because that person is not doing enough as an artist, and because I'm listening to that, and because it's trending, it's created fear of missing out.
So
and that person
because the person is not listening to it as a. I didn't get what you said.
Because the person is not doing more as an artist.
But it's not doing more as an artist. That's one. Number two, it's also because there's
fear of missing out. What does it bring us back to?
What you said earlier.
Work.
You have to do the work. You can't be numbering it away.
Work.
Yeah. Look, let me tell you something then. You're blaming the model. You're blaming the model of Spotify.
No, nobody's blaming the model.
Yeah,
of
that's
Spotify.
he thinks.
No,
he
the person was not.
No, he
No,
was.
he thinks it's a model. Showing the number is a model.
It is actually, but he's not blaming.
He said he thinks. Okay, yeah.
He's saying from the perspective of the artist should stop focusing on that.
No, he says Spotify should hide.
Yeah, but from the perspective of the artist,
like,
not
why are you guys
focusing
so
on it,
fixated on the
that.
numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I said it one time, some people came at me, but I don't have anything to say about this. But what I don't have a lot to say about it. But what I have to say about this is, the numbers.
It's not about the numbers. Problem. It's you.
Numbers is not the problem.
It's you.
The fixation on numbers.
It's not the problem. It's
was
from
not
you.
created by artists.
No.
Right? It's the media. Like I was saying, I was looking for data for my presentation.
Yeah.
I was trying to find reasonable data that can make me draw good conclusions to revenue, profit, and cost in the music business. Right? And I couldn't find any data. Guess the data that I was seeing.
What? TikTok?
No. So artists, 1 billion streams. So artists, 500 million streams. So artists, that's the media. And when you now say that, why are they doing that? Is that what people want to see? People always want to be identified with success.
With success, yeah.
So
there's a breakdown to that.
No, I'm still breaking it down. I'm still coming. Yeah. Do you understand? And I've said it times without number. We have to go back to the days where the platform is responsible for looking for talented artists, developing that artist. And here lies the problem. This is the problem. Creating a strategy for that artist to work. These days,
individual strategy.
He has some numbers. Get him on. She has some numbers. Get him on.
Social media followers.
It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And if you have numbers, or you make a song that just takes a bit, they sign you for 4 years, 3 years. The rest of the 3 years, you're not able to do anything. Because it was not. You are not. You're not who you.
Shout out to Arizona Zeva.
So you were asking about my exes, and I don't know how we got to them.
Sorry, Q. Before we go ahead, let me just shine light on something. I like the way this conversation is flowing about the media thing.
Yeah.
So the problem is, me personally, I'm privileged enough to be able to see some numbers that I shouldn't be seeing, right? Because some people trust me enough to be able to see those things.
Yeah.
But media generally is not privileged to see behind the curtain. You understand? Like this media that we're talking about, it doesn't come with a lot of insights and people that.
But what I'm trying to tell you, even if you see it, why are you excited to?
Because they don't see any other thing. That's the only thing that.
So it's what I'm still talking about. No data.
That's it. But it's an eventuality of it's not a creation of media.
So who created the whole numbers thing too?
So if
it's actually a promotional strategy.
But look at it
because first we say it, announcing a good first week number will always help the next week's streams.
Yes,
because you have created something.
Yeah, because people are going to be asking who is listening to this stuff.
Let me go and hear what
what I'm saying is, artists do that because they know that there is nothing else to confirm, or not a lot of people that can actually test it. Because they know that if I say that I have streamed 100 million, that's what everybody's going to run with. There's nothing that anybody else is seeing outside.
Even if look, there are a lot of things I want to agree with, but I still find it doesn't change anything because people will still do numbers and they will still publicize.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, let me. What I'm trying to say is that if I say I did 100 million streams and I did not do 100 million streams, right?
Yeah.
And a test board or a test whatever formula now comes out to check the streams. What does that mean? It seems that platinum will become lower than it should be. Right? So 40,000 streams will mean something. and I'll be happy to publicize it when I have 40,000 because everybody's numbers is, but it still becomes, look, let's not beat around the bush. It has always been a numbers game,
yes,
right? It's a numbers game. What we are saying is the reason why this is a problem is because the numbers are not reflecting where they are supposed to reflect. Do you understand? That's why it's a problem. Because when MJ was doing numbers, nobody said,
doubt it.
Why is he doing all these numbers?
It was obvious.
He was talented enough to do. We were all happy he was doing these numbers.
And we could actually see and verify that it was doing numbers.
We saw the shows.
The impact of the music matched the numbers.
So we are listening to one mid something and
doing great numbers,
doing billions of streams, and we're wondering what is happening. Not that there were no artists back then that
doing billions that could have, if it was a streaming game.
Yeah, that we're doing this thing. But all of those artists did not have longevity. Now we are seeing a situation where, artists that are very average and mid, because of what
marketing budget.
You know what they say? The best marketers
get the most streams, and that's on period.
No, the best when you say this guy is very good in marketing, right? Look at the marketing budget.
Yes, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, some people can't be though.
AQ, but you didn't talk about this. So you didn't answer my question about who is your Ben Affleck?
Huh?
Yeah,
who is Jennifer Lopez? Sis, what?
I understand she's a girl, so she's.
Who is the ex that you don't mind getting back with?
So she's projecting from.
Do you have any ex you can get
No, so I was saying that my relationship life is not very exciting, and I was saying that I figured out that
you're working on it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I answered the question. Yeah. So I don't have. I feel like exes have played their part.
So you're not going back.
I mean, if it happens naturally, but
you don't go seeking.
With growth.
Yeah.
You see. The thing about growth is that it's very difficult, right? A lot of times I've sat down with people that I used to be with.
But they're not in the same headspace.
I have friends that used to be way smarter than me when I was younger, and then I've sat down with them and I'm like, nah. After years, I can't be friends with you anymore.
But not thinking
growth is very difficult, and it's a problem when you're advancing at a very, fast pace and at a very high level, right? It's a big problem because the best thing about relationships is that you want to teach and you want to learn
at the same time.
Right? Now, if you're always teaching, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
If you're always learning,
it becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem. So
that's a balance.
You have to, and then you have to marry somebody that will be good for your kids. That because for me, the whole concept of the human race is to create superhumans, right? I feel like that's my imagination. I feel like every time a child is born is better than his parents. Every time child is born, but so you want to create people that are way better than you, that you can when they're 18, 20, you can
they're doing great things.
Yeah, you can let go of and this, and so it's hard to find that these days because of, and I don't blame. One thing I really don't do is that I don't judge. I understand what the country is saying, and once again we go back to you can't see past your next meal. So if the bomb will get to you, that shout out to you. If you're still in the streets, shout out to you. If you're doing what you need to do to survive.
It's actually next meal.
Sorry?
Next meal, right?
Yeah.
So before we round up, please, AQ, what are you saying politically? With everything happening in Nigeria, PDP announced Funke Akindele as a deputy. You are an artist.
Bro, sorry, let me knock that woman quickly.
Before you knock her, please chill.
Sorry,
please, before you knock her, please.
I don't know if
you're going to say something about the boat.
I'm going to get it too. Before you knock her.
Please, no, because
I don't know what is going on. I really want to hear.
Q is going to come in. This woman went, allegedly, said that.
So you even watched the video?
Bro, I don't want to say something as clearly. I'm a lawyer.
Oh,
That's be a place for plausible deniability.
Okay, continue.
She said that because she has 20 million followers on social media, on Instagram or something, that she's going to defeat the APC.
She didn't say because, but she made reference to the fact that she has
20 million followers.
Who has 20 million?
She has been announced as the deputy.
That's
she's running
about
alongside
the dumbest take I've ever seen in my life.
She's
running alongside Jandor. She's running for
Janke.
She's running
what
for
party?
PDP governor. Then she's his deputy.
She's deputy. I thought it was a great idea, by the way, initially.
What do you think about entertainers becoming politicians?
So when I'm talking about politics, I rather just put it in my music. But I'm very, I would just say that it's a very difficult struggle because they immediately I saw Portable in some situations.
Portable, baby.
Is it like some situation?
I really more than ever I understood what they were doing, right? The concept is to keep you poor. You know, when you're poor,
you're not thinking beyond your next meal.
And they'll provide it for you for a short period of time when they need your votes. So it's a math game. Do you understand? It's a math problem, right? How many are we that know what is going on? And if I may use this as when you say limitations, then you understand what I've been trying to say from the very beginning. Because if somebody goes to go and vote somebody that will put him in
bondage for
another 4 years,
because they give you 5K,
is it because of his limitation?
Yes, poverty in that situation. So, that's the producer. That's supposed to be the producer.
If
phone is playing.
If that's his limitation, do you understand? You know, it means he's not to blame for doing that.
Yes.
And then the world cannot work like that, because you will not blame somebody for killing somebody because of his limitations.
Tolani.
Why are you calling him? You're the one that was talking about, the one that was being emotional about this thing. He can't save Jesus.
You. I'm not your savior.
Fuck you.
Because, so what I'm saying is that it's a math thing, right? How many are we that know what is really going on? And how many are the people they can get to? And when I look at the math,
it's not adding up.
It's not that it's not balanced. Because while we think that we are a lot, you know, I drove through the mainland today. Like, I drove into creeks in the mainland and I realized that, man, I don't know what's happening in this country. Remember when we were in the car and I was seeing some things and I was like, this still happens. I remember one time I was telling somebody that, you just use a bike, 100 naira, you know. And she was like, bike, 100 naira? What planet are you from? You know, so and this is the reality. A lot of us are not in touch with what is really going on.
Yep.
So we just come out and we just say all of these things that we say.
Yep.
But I try. And when I was driving through, sometimes when I'm saying some things, people don't really understand. I'll just be looking like, somebody charged me 1,000 naira for directions.
Today. Charge me 500 naira. They charge me 500 naira.
No. It's not a bike. To point out directions.
A random person on the road.
Yes.
Did you pay?
That's him right there. We found out. That's the problem. I can't enable him. Do you understand?
So you found him without the person?
Yes. I will not enable him. And a lot of imagine that. So where do you want that person to cast his vote if he's giving 3K?
I promise you.
Do you understand?
I promise you.
So the problem is not waking up and saying, I want to be governor. I want to be president. What did you do before you got to a point where you come out to say, I want to rule? Because the people you don't want to get there are feeding them. Salah, they don't come to your house. Christmas, they don't come to your house. Do they come to the people we want to win? Do those people come to their house? They don't. The concept is to keep people in poverty. And if you cannot get people out of poverty and you keep blaming stuff on limitations instead of, do you understand, really doing stuff and getting people out of these things and making them see. And then here lies the problem. Will they be able to see? But at a point, they will come to a point of realization. And when they come to that point of realization, and I take it back, I'm like Dave Chappelle, I take it back to the beginning of this stuff when I said my brother was telling me stuff and I didn't realize.
You didn't have the capacity at the time.
I understood it better. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When they get to that point of realization, from that point that you have been educated, they will drag those people down. Till then, get ready for another 4 years.
Why are you voting? Shots.
My name is AQ. My name is AQ Gilbert Bani, and I'm here to sell Marcus the ConnectHead. Get ready for another 4 years. It's still a long way down that road.
So how can people get the ConnectHead? Is there an app?
It's just a platform. It's on the web, www.TheConnectHead.com. If you're an artist, a record label exec, or you're a record label, or you're an artist rep, you're
a major.
You're looking for services,
where you find everything.
Yeah, and
give us your budget.
Music business service provider, A&R, producer, graphic designer, digital marketer, influencer, all the things that an artist will need. You can upload your gig on there and you can be found, you can match. I was saying there are a lot of stuff we are doing to also there's crowdfunding. We're also helping with funds, not investing, we're actually giving out funds to people that to encourage people to be able to maximize their potentials and execute their projects. So there is a lot, because people are always in my DM, help me this, help me. I can't, I need to get money from somewhere to do all of this. So I put together this very great platform so that
everybody can access help.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we're wrapping up. Anyways, before we round
what do you think about Ali's album?
I think it's awesome, man.
It's an incredible album.
Before we round up, do you think the world is a bit too sensitive right now? Do you think it's okay the way the world is sensitive? I was at Bovie's show, and when he got on stage, before he started cracking his joke, he said, "If you're a sensitive person, you need to leave now."
Dave Chappelle shit.
He said, "You need to leave now because I'm going to talk." And he talked about how he gets dragged. He's been called transphobic. He's been called what's the word that they use now when people say you hate lesbians and gay people? No, not TERF. He's been called transphobic. He's been called a TERF. He's been dragged on social media.
He's not TERF because it's not feminist.
It's not TERF. I think TERF is if you're transphobic.
Exclusionary revolutionary feminist.
Just shut up. Anyway, so he says that people drag him every time for the kind of jokes that he cracks, and people say something like, "Oh, he's." If he doesn't align with certain values or certain popular terms when it comes to like gender fluidity and all of that, people drag him, and he's like, oh, she's not going to stop saying his truth, and he's going to continue to raise his daughter, that he's paying her fees and everything, however way he wants to raise her. And if he's going to tell her, oh, I want you to be straight or something, he's going to teach her or just raise her that way. Do you think the world is too sensitive, or do you think the world is insensitive to like people that
cancel
do not believe
culture
in their values?
So the thing about comedy, Nigerian comedy, is, I don't know, maybe I might be wrong, but like my best comedian is Dave Chappelle, because there is another message behind the laughs. There's something
to think about.
To say, yeah. But he's a once in a lifetime kind of
talent.
Talent. You don't get to see people like that often. I'm one of that too.
Mado.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime type kind of artist.
Oshe.
Yeah. So
Shabalistical.
Ode.
I am hoping for anyone's sake that you're not trying to be a Dave Chappelle. Because you have to be so wild. You have to be so good that you don't get cancelled.
Yeah.
You have to be that good Do you understand what I'm
This
saying?
thing is a madness.
Like Dave Chappelle can literally say something wrong and we'll all say that
Brilliant.
we love him. We love him because he's so good. You can't get rid of him.
And there's
Eminem still
perspective.
says some very you can't get rid of him. He's too good.
Should that be a thing? When someone is so good and you're...
I think the difference with the Chappelle thing
Value,
is...
you can't see, value is my currency, right? You can't do away with value.
Are you sure?
You always need value.
It happened with R. Kelly. At some point, people thought we couldn't do it with R. Kelly because he's too talented.
No, R. Kelly is, he was at the, if that was happening to Michael Jackson at his prime, think about that. People will make excuses for him.
Should they do?
I'm talking about once in a lifetime kind of.
But should you be so talented that people will make excuses for your bad behavior?
No, I don't think that. Look, perception is not bad behavior. Right? It's just that you're in a position where if somebody on the street said that, it won't matter. It won't really matter.
Because you're popular.
You're in a position where you can influence culture,
yes.
So what I would just say is that I hope you're not trying to be Dave Chappelle. That's number one. Number two, right, is when you're in a system, right, whether it is a law or it is an unwritten rule, or you must abide
by the rules,
unless it affects you in a certain way, negatively, right? Because if I come into a place where, you can't say stuff about the prophet.
You won't say.
I won't. Do you understand?
Even if the rule is barbaric?
I will not say stuff about the prophet.
Okay.
Because I respect the culture of those people. And I respect their religion and I respect them and I respect everything. Do you understand? And there is no reason to speak about the prophet. It's not affecting me in any way. They have their, so number one, the things that you can find other jokes, right? Like I said, Dave Chappelle is a once in a lifetime talent. You can talk about other stuff. If you don't have other stuff to talk about apart from very sensitive issues, you are not good enough.
So when people say somebody has to say it, somebody has to talk about these things because they're an important conversation.
Somebody has to say it. That doesn't mean it has to be you.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because you're getting into a place where very, very, very intelligent people have sunk. Very, very. Do you understand? It's not by your intelligence now. It's by
someone else's perception of your wrongdoing.
Yeah, and it's by who you've become. Do you understand? Who you've become. Because if you are a certain way, you're not who you think you are, they'll get you.
Okay. Thank you, AQ. I'm done. Tonani, do you have anything to say? No. Go home, go rest, do something, get a life, get jiggy, whatever.
I have a better life than you do.
Oh, fuck you, do you?
Are you guys music business service providers?
Huh?
Get on the ConnectHead.